Yeah, g'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Luke's Fishing Mission. A couple of weeks ago, I was pretty excited. I did a little bit of a product drop of the new Atomic RealBaitz, the new swim baits. At that time, I just had the mullet and the herring. So the 130, 180 and the big 250mm mullet. As I mentioned before, the 250 is going to be awesome for big jewies, cod, big barramundi, things like that. The little guy, be a jelly bean for barra, jacks, things like that in the salt. And yeah, the little herring I had as well. And I do know that a few guys down south have been using these and slaying some really good bass on these. They've actually been taking off the treble hook at the bottom and putting a little Colorado blade on there. And so that's really good inspiration. Thank you, Bill Latimer, for that. Bloody great idea. And at the time of the first video, I only had 2 out of the 4 in the range. I had the mullet, I had the herring. So that prompted me to get out there pretty quickly to get my hands on the full set, the full suite of the range. So I've got the little 100mm pilchard and the 150mm pilchard. Now, I do know for a fact the 150mm pilchard is catching some good snapper down south. The 100mm being such a little jelly bean, like a very slimline profile, that's going to be fantastic for a whole bunch of species, both in the salt and the fresh. But what's really, really exciting is the big whiting. Now, no, you can't eat it, even though it looks pretty realistic. This guy here, that is going to slay really, really big flathead. That's a 200mm whiting. Now, it only comes in a 200mm. The sand whiting, which is this guy, it also comes in a King George whiting. So don't have that color on me, but you get the drift. Looks just like this, but the King George pattern. This guy is going to be fantastic. I know guys down south, the Flatty Classic, Brisbane, Gold Coast, they're extremely excited about this guy here for 80cm plus, 1 meter plus big flathead on the flats. Anything that lives on the flats that eats whiting, big barramundi up north. I do have mates who use live whiting, legal ones of course, for queenfish off the sand flats and things like that. Big salmon, blue salmon as well. So these things are going to be an absolute treat. They weigh 115 grams. So once again, you're going to need a fair rod again to be able to cast them. But that big kicker tail will do all the work for you on the flat sand. If you just Google a few of the videos already about the new swim bait, especially the whiting, you will just see that action in the water. So really happy to announce that these have pretty much hit Brisbane now. That was last week of September. So we're now in October. They're starting to filter into the shop, so you'll be able to get your hands on these very soon. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one.